Ehad of words and words today, I'm going to talk about three things. First, if you read Genesis 11 carefully in Hebrew, you will discover something amazing. You will never find it in the Korean Bible, the English Bible, or even the Greek Bible. Let's look at verse 1 of chapter 11. The Korean translation says, "The whole earth has one, was one." But if you want to accurately convey the inner meaning and nuance, at the very least, it should be translated as, "The whole earth has one speech and one word." The Hebrew word translated as speech is Sapha. Sapha is derived from the verb Sapha, and its original first meaning is the corner of the mouth and means lips. Sapha is also directly connected to the Hebrew verb shabah, which means shout, and the Sabbath and the Sabbath day are called shabbat. What does the Sabbath commandment itself shout, talk about, and declare? Praising Elohim in all the land, shouting, speaking, and declaring that all the land belongs to Elohim is the Sabbath and the Sabbath. Therefore, the Sabbath is the day of universal sovereignty, the day of life and the day of true light. The Hebrew word translated as language, davar. Davar is the word of Elohim and an event. Also, an event refers to the law of the universe. The word translated as one is Ehad, which means that a person is most important before Elohim, whether alive or dead. I have said many times that the spirit of the Sabbath is this one Ehad, and I will say only that to the end. I earnestly hope that you remember, penetrate, and practice Ehad, and that you will all go to Eden together. It is truly unfortunate that the true meaning of Genesis chapter 11 verse 1 has not been revealed by all the linguists, and it remains in the translations up to now. So I may be presumptuous, but since I am so frustrated, may I dare to paraphrase it again using only the 23 letters of the Hebrew alphabet as a so-called space debater. A direct translation would be ambiguous, so I will paraphrase it. I will not introduce myself, but only introduce the universe. Shall we break the stereotype? The truth hidden by the stereotype is this. The language of the people existing on the earth was in the Ehad state, and the word of Elohim, who created the Ehad, human language, also guided it at that time as Ehad. I have paraphrased the first verse of Genesis 11 and said it truly, truly, without any mistranslation. Second, this Sapha, the language of the people, is also used in other records to mean tongue or river or seaside. You will remember these passages from the book of Revelation. Each nation, tribe, people, and language. Nation separately, tribe separately, people separately, tongue separately. This is not it, but all of them are all the people of the divided land that will become Ehad. The country is people. The tribe is people. The people are people. The dialect is people. It describes the state of people as a quadruple layering, and it means that you must prophesy again to all the people on the earth. The dialect is la la la. This is not it. The dialect is to communicate the incommunicable, and the function of language is. The words that you cannot understand are like beasts and screams. That is why the essence of heaven is communication, and the site name is heavenly communication. True dialects are always accompanied by interpretation. Dialects are communication and Sapha. In order to become Ehad, there are words, and the third is Revelation 12. The dragon stood on the sand of the sea. Do you remember? What is the sand of the sea? The descendants of Abraham? What did the dragon do with them? He took control of them all, the water that he vomited out of his mouth. The earth received everything to protect the woman, right? It is the fate of the earth, right? The devil's tongue, the devil's word, the Hebrew language, Sapha, has taken over the church, and when I break it down, the devil's secret, it is clearly revealed as the idea of the immortality of the soul. And it is still active today with the common idea of the Trinity, reincarnation, Sunday sanctity, eternal hell, and quadruple overlap. And except for a very small number of people, it will be difficult for even the listeners or the chosen ones to keep up with the zeal of the devil. I earnestly ask El Elohim, who opened my mind in today's glory to realize the truth of the tithe of Genesis, to allow me to continue my activities through the scepter, the throne, and the glory. I will complete Ehad and unite in the grace of the restoration of Eden. The tradition of the elders in the church is the gospel of the devil, and the already state. We must look at it coolly as a united state. Our church, our denomination, is it okay? Do you believe the records? Do you not believe it at all? The power of Elohim until the last days and that